Hey, Twisters. Crazy, shocking news this Sunday morning as the Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired Erik Karlsson, San Jose Sharks defenseman and Norris Trophy winner from this past season. Wow, this is incredible. The Sharks, in return, have received Mikael Granlund, Mike Hoffman, Jan Ruta, a 2024 draft selection from Pittsburgh in exchange for Erik Karlsson, Dylan Hamaliuk, and a 2023 third-round selection. So I'll be sure to pull up my screen here, and we'll get more details about this trade, as yes, it does involve the Montreal Canadiens as a third team as well. That's exactly what had to happen in order for this blockbuster deal to go down. Holy moly, it happened. What's up, Jake? As a Habs fan, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had kind of proposed that this is something that could have required a third team. There was a little pushback from a couple folks who watched my video on that. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, who would want to take on salary for 4 years? I'm like, even if you are rebuilding 4 years, you can get back in the playoff picture in that time. So that did surprise me. Anyway, fantastic to have you guys here. We will also have a member stream in just a moment here. But anyway, let's get some more details on this here trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here. So then that way we can get some more details on this stuff from Twitter. John, what's going on? Orange Boy, did he actually get traded? Yes. Can you see right here at the top of my Twitter, or X, I should say, this is from the Sharks. Here it is right here. Excuse me. It's not even 9 in the morning here. So I'm just coming out of it, if you know what I mean. All right. So anyway, there are definitely some assets coming over to San Jose in exchange as well. San Jose Sharks legend Mike Hoffman says, Xander, nice call out, dude. You like adding Karlsson to the right side. So some of the offensive load is taken off of Letang. That's one of another Penguins fan that I talked to recently said that as well. I'm sure he'll pop in here at just a moment. John, what's going on? Louis, how you doing? Coming from the UK. Good to have you here. Can't still see the Penguins making the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, like, does this alone help the Penguins secure a playoff spot when you have more competition now coming from the Atlantic Division, right? The only team that wouldn't really make the playoffs this year or have a chance at making the playoffs outright, I would say, are the Canadiens. And then in the Metro, you still have to contend with a couple other teams out there that still have good talent, even if we're not, referring to the top 3 teams in that division. Anyway, guys, let's get some more details on this matter, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna make a little edit here. Erik Karlsson to the Penguins. I was actually at the dog park with Cortana here. Here, let's have Cortana say hello. Cortana was at the dog park with me, and I was refreshing X, I should say, on my phone. And then all of a sudden, I saw the tweet from Sarah Valley, and so I was like, Cortana, let's go. We run back to the car, and we drove back here. Otherwise, I mean, if I had an unlimited data plan, who knows? I would have gone live right then and there at the park. Thankfully, nobody else was there. Yeah, so this is going to involve several players, especially now that we're going to get a third team involved here. So, here we go. This is a nice graphic here for us. So, Erik Karlsson, Rem Pitlick, Dylan Hamaliuk, and a 26 San Jose third round pick. So Pittsburgh gets what am I, German? And a third round pick. Okay. Sharks get a 2024 first, top 10 protected, Mikael Granlund. God, the Sharks could actually be strangely more competitive this next year. Jan Ruta, Stanley Cup winner with the Lightning, I think 2 times, right? And legend Mike Hoffman. Isn't that funny that Karlsson and Hoffman are part of a deal going, in exchange? And then Habs get, God, I can't type this morning. Habs get, wait for it. Pittsburgh's 2025 second round pick. Jeff Petrie. So he goes back to Montreal. Casey DeSmith. Okay. And Nathan Legare? I don't know. Something like that. All right. So that's the big old deal right here. And this is official. It's in the books. It is in the books. All right. Bam. Okay. Now we can get that moving. All right. Thanks for being patient here. Let me just you hit your sock before you call it X. CJ, Erik Karlsson. As a Sharks fan, I just gotta say, I will remember you. Yeah, we're gonna miss Karlsson. He is certainly coming off a fantastic year, defensive side. But yeah, he left a great impression to the Sharks community ultimately. So that's awesome. And we wish him the best in Pittsburgh, and we'll see if they can make it work with him and Letang both at the right side. Because that didn't really work out the best when Burns was playing with Karlsson, especially on the power play, I would say. All right. Yeah, what's up, Darkness? How we doing? It's funny. I nearly used a Rick James gif today on X. If you know, you know. $11 million. Yeah, it's 11.5 million, I want to say, or am I just thinking about Austin Matthews and his contract? Vancouver right now? Oh, right on, man. By the way, Rails, I need to surface what you left on my channel a couple weeks ago as maybe the best comment ever. I need to plug that into a video. I broke the news? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Hey, you guys do that for me sometimes too. This is like the Brinkett trade to Detroit. Worst kept secret. I mean, I was surprised that it was the Penguins of all teams. I would have thought that with Letang, they wouldn't have wanted to take such a big roll of the dice there. And then what we saw with the, oh, hey, what's up, Evan? Evan, I love the logo, man. Yeah, you still have the Hurricanes. They made upgrades themselves. They got Orlov. If they want more offense from the right side of their defense, they got D'Angelo back. So that basically took them out of the equation there. The Kraken, I would have loved to see the Kraken go for it, but I think it's smart for them not to, just because, they're a team that does have some young talent, but that's more in the prospect pool. Beniers, certainly, right? And Shane Wright. But the thing is that you don't want to just be gambling with the veterans you have right now. A lot of veterans had career highs or career resurgences this last year. So I wouldn't bank on them trying to make a push to be that much better. I think they need to see how this next season goes. Even if they take a little bit of a step back, that could be for the better for them. Trevor, what's going on? Yeah, our boy is now going to the Pittsburgh Penguins, a little bit closer to Ottawa, of course. The Canadiens, yeah, they're definitely here. So the Canadiens get back Jeff Petrie. Rem Pitlick is traded over to Pittsburgh, and Mike Hoffman, Sharks legend, is reunited in San Jose. Subscribe so oh yeah, that's right, guys. That's right. I got to show you something. It's not very often when people bring up my package. So here we have this awesome jersey from Jersey Baron coming from CJ and from Dan, two of our channel moderators, longtime friends of the channel. So there's a new jersey in here. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, all right, 10,000, we're not that far away. When we hit 10K, I'm going to rip this thing up on a stream or in a video. So if you're new here, you like all sorts of hockey coverage, Sharks fan, Penguins fan, Habs fan or not, hey, I want to have you here. So you know what to do. Sharks have a good top 9. You know what? Yeah, it's much better than what I would have expected going into this next year. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. I want to tank. But the good thing is that you can always move an asset. You can always retain some salary on Granlund to trade him somewhere else if you want. You can do the same thing with Duclair, especially considering he's only $3 million. Mike Hoffman, yeah, what's going on from one Nick to another? How much cap do we save now? I don't know. That's a fantastic question, though. Let's take a look at the Sharks salary cap situation. So has that been updated just yet? Yeah, it has actually. So the Sharks now have $3.2 million in projected cap space. I better close this. I don't want to infringe on copyright. So the Sharks still have some cap space. That's good. I don't want them to spend it, obviously. And then next year, this is looking juicy. And remember, if the Devils make it the conference final next year or something like that, this could become a first for the Sharks. So looking at next year, the Sharks could have 2, if not 3 first-round draft picks. That's pretty saucy. I like that quite a bit. Mike Greer, GM Mike Greer, getting it done, baby. I love it. All right. But yeah, we've got a new jersey to open up in celebration. 10K. We can get there. All right. What else we got going on here? Yeah, but I mean, let's take a look, Darkness, now that you brought that up. So the Sharks, let's see here. Do we have is Granlund hasn't been added into the roster just yet. But yeah, they got him. They got Duclair for real cheap. Eklund, we'll see if he is a mainstay in the top 6. I hope so, obviously. I liked his call-up last year. He looked much better than he did. He looked significantly better than he did the year before. Yeah, so there we go. I wouldn't be shocked if the Sharks use the Penguins to get a top 5 pick. That's a good call-out. That's a good call-out. I could see that happening too. Penguins fans couldn't wait to get rid of Granlund. Yeah, that's what I heard. Actually, you know what? Wait a second. I got something. Hey, check it out. I actually have a Granlund Wild jersey. There we go. One of the few Finnish-born players that I have. So there we go. Maybe if I go to a Sharks game next year, I'll wear this. All right. Oh, how many people are cruising on in here anyway? We all knew it. Nah, dude, I didn't expect this to go down, honestly. It was when the buyout window opened up, then I was like, okay, maybe, but using a buyout to get a player at 33 years old, $11 million, I was still kind of skeptical of that. But it's a huge move, man. I mean, this to me was something that, again, with other teams kind of backing out, I was like, well, the Penguins, how much are they, like, how, I don't want to say how dumb are they, but like, how aggressive are they going to be to get someone this far along in their career with this history with injuries, with this salary cap hit and, terms of their deal? Hey, what's up, Samantha? The Sharks won this trade. I mean, I hope that everyone's a winner here. That'd be fantastic. But he'll be missed for the team. Yes, he will. He'll be missed. Again, I'm glad that he had the season that he did, not just for this trade, but just, to leave on a good note, And I hope he does great in Pittsburgh. Dare I say this is maybe the most I've ever liked the Pittsburgh Penguins at this point. But no, the Hurricanes are still my favorite team in the East. Our team has a median age of like 34 now. Yeah, let's take a look at Pittsburgh, because I want to definitely focus in on the team that actually got EK. I mean, you can see here they still have a couple of decent draft picks in the future, right? But of course, they give up their first rounder. All right. Then we look here. Do we have... No, Karlsson is not on the depth chart just yet. But yeah, look at this. 32, 35. I mean, who am I to bitch about this? I'm 35 myself. 31, 30, 37, 30, 38, 34, 31, 36. Karlsson's 33. Oh, we like to have fun here. Oh, yeah, that's right. They got Matt Nieto. All right, man. Your penalty kill is going to be top 5 next year. All right. They really traded Erik Karlsson. Yep. He gone. But yeah, as soon as I woke up this morning, I put this on. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. No retention. You know what? I didn't see any further details about salary retention. Actually, let's just double check on that. Because Montreal, to my understanding, does take on a little bit themselves. But let's see here. Actually, no, it's just a 3-team trade. No salary retention from the Habs. The Sharks will retain $1.5 million for the next 4 years. Dude, I love it. That's winning. Now, granted, the Sharks aren't going to be a good team at least for 3 years, I would say. Their farm system has been trash, frankly. I like what Greer has done with drafting. I don't think it's exceptional by any means. They did really well with the first day of the draft this year, though. So we're starting to make some progress. That's good. Let me put that in the banner here too, if you don't mind. All right. Let's see here. Habs get okay. Pens get Erik Karlsson. Let me just make sure this is good. Mike Hoffman, 1.5 million retained by the Sharks. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Man. Thank God something finally freaking happened here. It's been such a boring offseason after, that first wave of free agency. And as we know, the free agency class wasn't even all that great this year, huh? All right. Awesome. I'll take some more questions here. Let me just make sure that I can, because I'm looking at StreamYard right now. I want to make sure I can look at YouTube as well. Got 83 people hanging out with us. Thank you. It's awesome to have you here. All right. Okay. Carter. Yeah, Carter is going to be a free agent, right? But man, yeah, that's one that hasn't aged well. Although, he started off very strongly for them. Yep, the 2017 Eastern Conference Final. Yeah, Karlsson can finally kind of put that to rest, hopefully, in one of the greatest Game 7s of all time. And if you are a fan of Game 7s in all of sports, well, then check out my newest video on sudden death sports, where I've talked about 10 of the 20 best Game 7s of all time. It's a great feature on that channel, Sudden Death Sports, and we'll have part 2 a week from Tuesday. So more exciting hockey games to talk about there, and beautiful historical moments in the game of hockey and other sports. Would have a dream team if this was still 2017. Yeah, I mean, you got four future Hall of Famers on that team, right? And you still have Gensel, obviously. You still have Jari. He's still a very capable goaltender in the prime of his career. A win plug job. Yeah, I get better at that with practice. We're not talking about the game. We're talking about practice. They don't have a ton of draft capital. It's not. I mean, at least we have top. I mean, it's kind of like a year by year basis for them. So again, like looking at next year, that's not bad. Can we fill the void here, like by trading away this third rounder? Can we fill that void? Yeah, because I mean, you get Anthony Duclair for $3 million, right? If he scores 15 goals before the trade deadline, you can get a third rounder back for him. So I think that they can still make use of some of their veterans that are now on this team. Gensel is going to be out though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Karlsson to forward. That's really what we're going to see here, right? You can't see any team having fewer points than the Sharks next year. Yeah, I think maybe I said the Flyers were going to be last in the NHL last year, and they were better than I expected. Oh, what's going on? We got Jean here with dropping the 10. I'll get to that in just a second, Jean. I want to make sure I finish this question here, or this comment. I mean, I don't want the Sharks to try to be competitive in the sense that, I want them to have a top 5 pick next year. Oh, shoot. Evan joins the MVPs. Damn, son. All right, here, I'll get to that. But anyway, I think the Flyers are possible to finish lower than San Jose. The Blackhawks, they did bring a couple veterans, right? Between them and San Jose, I could see one of those two finishing last in the West. But yeah, I would be surprised if the Ducks didn't take a step forward next year, which would leave the Sharks in the cellar. I'm pretty darn sure. Unless we'll see what happens with the Flames. They could have a fire sale, no pun intended. All right, so Jean dropping the 10. Let's give Cortana a trade treat here. There we go. Come here, sweet pea. All right, let's get the camera on her here. All right, Cortana, you ready for the trade treat? Let's see here. There's the baby girl. Whoop. Good girl. Good job. Thank you, Jean. Merci. All right. We'll have some fun with Guess the Jersey for our members in just a little bit. Actually, Evan, thank you so much for joining the MVPs. Evan, here, can we give some love in the chat here to Evan and to Jean? And let's fire one off to Ranger Central. You, the real MVP. There we go. Yeah, so Evan, we actually have a stream at 1 o'clock your time, so 55 minutes from now. We're playing Guess the Jersey. Remember when we featured you on the channel a couple of years ago there? Who is the Sharks' top prospect right now? You could argue it's going to be Will Smith. He's going to be, a potential first, if not second line center. Although William Eklund, he's going to get some time in the NHL this year, you would think. And so obviously he's more NHL ready right now. Will Smith going to college. So those are the two top guys for them. Although Quentin Musty, who was a first round pick in this year's draft later in the first round, I think he was like, I don't know, 25th or something overall. He's been looking pretty good in some I don't know if you want to call them scrimmages. It's not the Hlinka Cup. He wasn't playing in that, I don't think, but he's looked really strong over these past couple of games. Afton, what's going on? There were maggots in your trash barrels this morning. I mean, it could be raccoons. Or it could be worse. Thank God we don't have to deal with any sorts of bugs like that over here. It's too dry of a climate. I don't know. I'm just taking a shot at that one. All right. What's going on here, Brian? The Habs flipping Petrie for more assets. Right. That's what you have to hope for. Same thing with the Sharks and Granlund or with, Duclair, right? They have opportunities to sell and get more draft assets. Actually, let's look at the Habs. I don't want to take away any chatter about them. I mean, look at their draft capital. Nick was saying the Sharks didn't really have that good of draft capital. By comparison, the Habs look a lot more stacked in that sense, right? And of course, they already have a more fleshed out prospect pool. Bordeleau, boy, I'm hoping Bordeleau could at least be a strong third liner for that team. His development hasn't been at the rate that I was hoping for. The Sharks AHL system has not been good at all. I'm curious to kind of dive into that in the future too. The EIHL, oh yeah, that starts very soon. Yeah, hockey in Europe is going to get underway soon, right? In a variety of countries. Belfast Giants, shout out. TL Army represent. iRobot. Oh, Will Smith. I never even saw that one, honestly. I go back to the days of course, the original Men in Black and The Pursuit of Happiness. That's a good one too. That's probably one of the first movies where it kind of moved me to tears. Put Jeff Carter on the taxi squad. That's a term I haven't heard in a little while. Let's see. Ironic that Hoffman is involved. Yeah. I bet you anything that he's gonna get like a welcome back banner for his first game in teal. I Am Legend is classic too. Right on. Yeah, I got a power play of Sidney Crosby, EK, Tanger, Gino, and Jake. Yeah, that sounds crazy, Jets fan, like crazy awesome. The problem was that Burns and Karlsson didn't work out on the same power play, but we'll see if there's a new approach that could benefit both of them. Old players, massive contracts. So yeah, it's almost like the Penguins kind of take a cue from the San Jose Sharks. You think Bordeleau is pretty sick? I mean, he looked good in his Sharks call-up, right? But what's it going to take for him to stay at that level? Because now you look at the Sharks lineup and you have a couple veterans in that forward group through trades. Should let Mike Greer play next year. I'd be down to see that. I liked the way that Greer played the game. Apart from the fact that he was always an automatic no-go on breakaways. He never could finish there. Yeah. All right. I hope I'm mostly caught up. If you have a question that I didn't get to earlier, feel free to tag me in the chat, and I should be able to see it better. But yeah, Hoffman's back. Petrie's back on the Habs. 100 people are hanging out with us here. That's awesome. I'm surprised the Penguins didn't get Hoffman. He seems like a fit, and they enjoy trading for older guys. That's true. We were just looking at, I don't know if you saw this a moment ago, but we were just looking at the Penguins depth chart, and this is before you even add 33-year-old Erik Karlsson to this. Look at here. I'll make this a little bit easier here. Just look at here. Wait, where's the light theme on this? I actually prefer the light theme for cap friendly. There we go. That's much more aesthetically appealing, I think. But yeah, look at this column here, this age column for the Penguins. How to get your Ottawa Karlsson jersey out? Yeah, I mean, I've got one. Oh, there it is. Wait. There it is. I got this classic one here. I had this one delivered to me when I was staking out in Oregon for like 10 days. But yeah, I got the old O jersey here from the Reebok days. Beautiful. I love this jersey. It's fantastic. But yeah, should I get a Penguins Karlsson? The only thing is that I already have 4 Penguins jerseys, strangely. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right. Should you get a Kraken jersey? Absolutely. This is Cortana's toy, by the way. Check that out. Tennessee whiskey. What knows? Tennessee whiskey. Isn't Hoffman the guy that was a shark for a day and got flipped? You're right, Trevor. You're correct. Today's your birthday. Hey, yo, can we wish a happy birthday to Afton here, aka Corruption IICGH Afton here, the pride of Oklahoma. Happy birthday. Just follow my lead, folks, in the chat. What was the trade? Just see the scrolling banner down below, but I can read it off for you. So it's a 3-way trade. It's a menage a trade involving. All right, here we go. Penguins get Karlsson, Rem Pitlick, Dylan Hamaliuk, and a 3rd rounder in 2026 from the Sharks. The Sharks receive Pittsburgh's 2024 first-round pick, Mikhail Granlund, Jan Ruta, and legendary Shark Mike Hoffman. They retain $1.5 million on Erik Karlsson's contract, which lasts for 4 years. So the Penguins will consume $10 million a year for Erik Karlsson. The Montreal Canadiens get Pittsburgh's 2025 second-round pick, Jeff Petrie, so he returns to Montreal, Casey DeSmith, and again, Nathan Legare, I don't know. But there you go. All right, awesome, Afton. Hey, happy birthday to you. What is that? 20? 21? I don't know. You're in decade number 3 technically, so congrats. It's only going to get better, honestly. Legare? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Dominic. You know, I think pronunciation is important. Mike's joining us. What's going on, man? It happened. And I hope that he flourishes for you guys. Who should you? Okay, let's answer Samantha's question. Who should she get on the back of her jersey? I mean, Matty Beniers, number 10, or Brandon Tanev? You're 19. All right, awesome, man. Well, congratulations. I remember on my 19th birthday. This is me dating myself. I drove back to my parents' house from college, and I bought myself an Xbox 360. Yeah, Tanev. All right, Yanni Gord. Yeah, Yanni Gord's pretty awesome. How do I feel about the return? You know, I think it's actually not bad. I think that for us to only consume $1.5 million, I'm happy with that. And to get a 1st-round pick is good. And the thing is that, yeah, we do get a couple of veterans, but the idea here is that these are guys who we should be able to trade for other draft picks this upcoming season. That's the goal. That's what I expect from Greer in his 2nd year. He should be, you know, plugged into that. He should be dialed in and say, all right, we've got Mikhail Granlund. He's put up 15 goals in 42 games. Hey, let's say, who needs forward depth? Like Minnesota Wild. It's like, hey, would you like to have Granlund back? Can we get a 3rd-round draft pick, or a 2nd-round draft pick? That's what I expect. So it's good now. It can be better as the season progresses. That's what I would say. Jaws, what's going on? How you doing, man? What happened? Big old trade. Just read the scrolling comment down below, but call him Leggy. I guess so. Tomorrow's your birthday, Nick? All right. Well, you know, we've got, I don't know if I'll be going live tomorrow for anything. It's going to be Monday anyway. Happy early birthday. Let's wish Nick, Windy City Hockey, a happy early birthday. You know what would be an awesome birthday present for Nick is if you headed to his channel for all things Connor Bedard. Nick, Windy City Hockey is going to be your guy. All things Connor Bedard. So make sure you check out his channel and drop a sub. A 2nd-rounder for Granlund. Hey, he's going to be playing probably top 6 for the Sharks this upcoming season. the Sharks would have to consume some salary. Don't get me wrong. There was a stream this afternoon. Yeah, there's a stream for members. We're doing Guess the Jersey at 9:14 or in 45 minutes. It's 9:14 where I am right now. So in 45 minutes, we're going to play Guess the Jersey for our channel members. If you want to hop in and join us, Mike, what's going on? $5 super chat here. Got rid of Petrie and Granlund. So happy I bought opening night tickets. All right, man. Thanks for the money. All right, here. Let's give Cortana a trade treat, okay? And you know what? Where's Evan? Did I not give Cortana a trade treat for Evan? Because Evan joined the MVPs. See, Evan knows what's up. Longtime friend of the channel. All right, ready, boo-boo? Here we go. Whoop. There we go. And let's see here. I think we've got her. Yeah, there she is. All right. Awesome, man. Thanks for contributing to the Cortana Treat Fund. Sven Baertschi retired. Oh, he hasn't been in the NHL for a while, has he? He was pretty good with the what was it? The Canucks back in the day. Philip Grubauer. I've got Grubauer on mine, but he has not been that great with Seattle so far. Oh no, Nick, you can't come today. That's okay. That's all right, man. I totally understand. Besides, you probably would have been able to guess 90% of the jerseys out there. How does Erik Karlsson fit with the Penguins salary cap? Great question, John. We'll take a look at that, okay? The East is gonna be crazy, Bill, because we're looking at an Atlantic Division where 7 of the 8 teams are going to be competing for a playoff spot potentially. So again, let's take a look at the Penguins salary cap here. All right. So the Penguins right now are technically just a little bit over. Again, this is not officially official, but it's always usually pretty close. And you're allowed to be over the salary cap at this point. So they could always cut somebody, put somebody on waivers. But yeah, how much are they paying for their defense? So, I mean, Letang comes in at 6.1. You got Karlsson at 10. Graves, oh yeah, that's right. They signed Ryan Graves from the Devils at 4.5. Kind of a long-term deal there. Marcus Pettersson at 4. And then P.O. Joseph is probably their most valuable contract here, or value friendly. Ty Smith, again, we wish him the best of luck. I hope he's able to kind of resurrect himself. He had a good rookie season. Spokane Chiefs, shout out. 2 American cents, Dominic. I appreciate anything, man. It's the thought that counts. And hey, we'll still give Cortana a trade treat should you indulge. Yeah. All right. Good. You thought that San Jose was going to be holding on to Karlsson. Yeah. I mean, I'm just surprised that at the end of the day, the Sharks, they did have to give up a 3rd rounder in 2026, which is not the worst by any means. That's like the biggest piece that they gave up here. But yeah, they only have to retain $1.5 million of his contract for 4 years. That's not bad. I'm all right with that, with the salary cap going up. Mike, dropping a 10. Enough money to give Sid what he wants next year. Oh, you mean 2 years from now? So you got 2 years of Crosby at the 8.7 mark. So you know what? I don't even know if he's going to be asking for more than 10 million or 10.5 million toward the end of his career. I mean, remember what happened with Bergeron? I think he only made like 2 million last year. Paying a 41-year-old Letang in 2028. What's worse? A 41-year-old Letang in 2028 or a 36-year-old Tom Wilson in 2030 or whatever. All right, here we go. Let's give Cortana a couple more trade treats on behalf of Mike dropping the super chat here. Let's see here. Can we see Cortana okay here? Oh my God, Jaws dropping 10 memberships. If you guys want to play Guess the Jersey with us. All right, great job, Cortana. Unbelievable. Wow. You guys are going off in the chat here. All right, well, welcome to all of our new members. Fantastic, guys. Hey, I can't even keep up with how generous you guys are. CJ dropping 5. Oh, my God. You guys are going nuts here. All right. Thanks, dude. Man, I can't even keep up. I can't keep up. Chat's popping off. I don't even know what to say. All right. So if anybody got a membership, we're going to be live at the top of the hour. We're playing Guess the Jersey. So I have all these funky photos from my jersey collection and other members out there. And it's just kind of funny. It's like I'll blur some of the images or I'll take the photos at weird angles. And so it's all about, hey, can you correctly guess these jerseys? There's no there's no punishment or anything like that if you get things wrong. But it's a really fun game. It's a channel original from a couple years back. Nick dropping 5. Oh my God. I can't even. You know what we got to do? But we have Bud Nick in the chat. Are you kidding me? I'll salute your shorts any day, buddy. All right. I need to get away from sharing my screen because there are so many there's so many gifted memberships. Oh my God. Unbelievable, guys. No. What is going on? Godlike. Oh my God. Unbelievable. All right, we have all these new members. Holy Mackinaw. And I mean, because we had a bunch coming in from Dustin's gifted memberships this past month. So you guys get all sorts of bonus content. I was working overtime for those. So you get additional streams. I'll make additional videos. I just made a video for our members, and it's Cortana talking the whole time. She answered some questions. My cute little puppers over here. Oh my God. Holy God, you guys are amazing. Oh wow. All right. That's terrific. I don't even know. I don't even know, man. This caffeine hasn't even kicked in yet, and I'm buzzing from this. Matthew, what's up, man? Is that a California Golden Seals? Yeah, so it's the Sharks reverse retro from this year. I'll show it off. So, boom, and then boom, and bam. Yeah, I love this one. A Blackhawks fan. Oh, well, I think a lot of us are going to be Bedard fans this upcoming season, so I hope you're looking forward to that. The next big hockey YouTuber. I mean, I appreciate that. That's humbling. I love it. And I hope that I can, attract all sorts of sports fans to my work. So, we have this channel. We have Sudden Death Sports as well. Very different type of content, more storytelling there. But yeah, these are all the folks who have been contributing here too, largely, supporters of this channel for years. So they're really they're the ones kind of behind the scenes that kind of keep me, compelled to keep putting out this sort of content because, the response to this sort of thing is always, it's always awesome. Even if we're not getting like 100,000 views on something, it's more about it's fans first, right? Fans first. All right. What's going on? Thanks, Alex. Well, hey, I hope you have a fantastic day as well and can get through this off season because this aside, it's been kind of a slow off season, right? 980 subs to get to 10,000. Awesome. The most hated NHL team by Nick are the Penguins. No. This, I see what you're saying. Sajiv. Anyway, I see what you're saying, but I'm actually going to like the Penguins, okay? Because I want Karlsson to do well, but I'm still rooting for the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, Louis, that didn't age well. Yeah, I bought this Karlsson jersey knowing that there was a good chance he'd get traded. But the reason why I bought this was because he was having that incredible Norris Trophy season. So I wanted to remember that season with this jersey. And besides, when you wear Karlsson, you your looks improve by 2 points. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you go from being like, I don't know what y'all see me, but like I improve by 2 points just by wearing Erik Karlsson. Sometimes your hair just starts growing a lot faster too. All right. 2016 says Jacob. Yeah, well, you know what? The thing, Jacob, there was the better team won. That's the thing. I was surprised to see the Sharks get that far that year. Honestly, I think the Sharks have been better than they were in 2016. I think they've had better teams or more promising teams. So it's not about me hating the Penguins, at least not anymore. I'll still never forget Crosby in 2010 in the Winter Olympics. That's about it. Not to mention, maybe Kessel should have won the Conn Smythe if they weren't going to give it to somebody who led the playoffs in scoring by a country mile like Logan Couture. Root for Timo Meier and the Devils. Yeah, dude, the Metropolitan Division has kind of turned me into a fan. That's a good point too. Yeah, it's like Timo, EK, Bernsey. Like if I had to rank the three by my favorite to my least favorite, which doesn't even make sense. Karlsson, he wasn't an original Shark. Neither was Burns, but Burns played a decade in San Jose. So Bernsey is at the top, and then kind of like Timo, and then EK. But yeah, I mean, to see any of those players win a Stanley Cup for the first time would be wonderful. Probably bring a tear to my eye, honestly. What makes your hair grow? Wearing an Erik Karlsson jersey. You've been cheering for the wrong team this whole time. I have a Phil the Thrill jersey. That's true too. No, yeah, you have programmed me to not despise the Penguins. Besides, the Steelers were always kind of a fallback team for me in football. Every time they've been in the Super Bowl, I've rooted for them. Even when they played the Cardinals, I know the Cardinals were such a great underdog story that year. Not to mention my favorite defensive player all time in football is Troy Polamalu. All right. I'm sorry. Hey, by the way, guys, if there was a question that I haven't answered yet, just tag me again and I'll try to answer it. Okay. Wow. In StreamYard, the freaking the comments aren't even updating right now, so I got to read this off of YouTube now. Blackhawks haven't been much since 2017. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is would you rather be bad for a decade to win 3 Stanley Cups than to be competitive for 15 years and never win one? Right? Personally, I as a fan of a team that's never won a Stanley Cup and has been so damn close, I'd rather suck for 10 years than, be awesome for as many years as we were and not win it once. Whoa, everybody's dropping the members emojis. With all the gifted memberships, I might be able to create some more too. So I'm going to make a note of that. More members emojis. All right, awesome. Still have 130 people here. Wow. Lonely Kick, what's going on, man? Dude, the Kings are looking pretty stacked forward for this upcoming year. The only question is, can Cam Talbot have a good Cam Talbot year? Oh, Samantha, with all the Cortanas. Oh my gosh. Favorite Sharks player now? Dude, that's a great question. I really do not have an answer for that. I've been thinking on that a little bit too. Like to how they actually play the game. Certainly not a defenseman right now. It was Ferraro because he came on really strongly and then he just fell off a freaking cliff. So I don't know. I really just don't know. I mean, I always love the veterans for what they've done for us. Obviously, Couture had a great bounce back season last year too. The members stream starts in 31 minutes. Yeah, 31 minutes from now. So 1 Eastern. Yeah, step up your emoji game. Exactly, man. Hey, hit me up if you need some help creating any of those. I'm happy to do it. You can give me photos and I'll do some work on that for you. A little pro bono. For you, TJ, you like Duclair? I've always liked Duclair as well. I never really understood why he got moved around so much. He's had injury problems through his career, obviously, but he's so much fun on a breakaway. Ryan O'Reilly and Luke Shen are going to Smashville. Yeah, I mean, I've always really liked O'Reilly. Um, I they have some players on that team who almost carried them into the playoffs despite being very young in their NHL career. So is Ryan O'Reilly kind of a good fill-in now for the veteran core? He might be. I think that division got weaker. I don't think you should count out the Predators from making the playoffs next year, even though they did trade away a couple big pieces. Dark Hawkeye, what's going on? Welcome to the All Stars. Hey, thank you so much. I, I'm excited to have you around. Hopefully, we can get you on a stream here. Beautiful. All right. Water King. Hey, I haven't seen you around in a little while. How you doing, man? I forget you're a Bruins fan, right? It's gonna be. I wouldn't count the Bruins out from still being at like a playoff team. Like I've learned that before. Never count out the Bruins. You know. But yeah, it's gonna be challenging for them when you look at their center depth. Duke's a one-way player. Yeah. Isn't Bruno the clown running the Preds? Yo, I got to counter that though, man. I mean, look at what the Devils did last year, right? Going from completely irrelevant to a contender. I think Bruno had something to do with that, don't you? Marchand is the next captain. All right. Um, how many more years is Marchand under contract? Well, then again, Bergeron was only there for 2 years as captain, so that's completely possible, I would say. Duke against the Leafs and the Hurricanes. I mean, I know that he played his best series against the Hurricanes there. Not to mention, I mean, again, he was coming back from an Achilles injury. No? No love for Bruno? I mean, hell. And to think that the Panthers, they just looked dead in the water for most of the season. And then finally they understood what Paul Maurice was trying to bring there. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see, man. I mean, there are going to be teams that are traditionally in the playoffs in that division fighting for their lives to stay in contention this year. I'm going to watch more Penguins games now this year. Yeah. I mean, between them, the Devils, and the Hurricanes being in the same division and having 3 former Sharks, yeah, absolutely. Boston sports has lost a lot of their legends. Chara, yeah. Brady, Gronk, Pedroia. Oh, yeah, I would think the Red Sox lost even more than just Pedroia. Metro's tough. I mean, I think that they have, there are five strong teams in that division, and you could maybe see the Blue Jackets take a big stride going forward. Capitals, I'm not as sold on right now, honestly. Curious to see a full season from Rasmus Sandin over there, though. He looked good. But the Atlantic, to me, though, that's going to be just an absolute brawl, I think. Anyway, let's see. Okay, we got a little bit more time. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to bring up regarding this trade? I'm going to check my X right now just to see if there's anything else from this that I haven't gone over just yet. Atlantic's going to be crazy. Who's going to the Ducks? Oh, yeah, Alex Killorn. Love Alex Killorn. Hopefully, he still has some of that magic from last year. He had a good regular season for them. Because yeah, they could use a little bit more help in the scoring department. Certainly, their defense, it's still got a ways to go. Of course, they have Zellweger in their prospect pool. Drysdale was out for like all of last year, so they could rebound in that sense too. But I like Killorn. He got a good contract to go over there. Yeah, Killorn's he was signed on free agency day, I think. Why am I wearing gloves? Because then that way, my hands don't dirty up my keyboard, right? Because your hands collect sweat. They have natural oils. So that way my keyboard stays cleaner. My laptop does. And this is a newer laptop, a very high-end laptop at that too. So that's why you get the gloves. All right. Surprised the West won the Stanley Cup. Yeah, I mean, the East is more of a stacked conference. I would have to agree with you. All right. Low key genius for the gloves. Thank you. Uh, and sometimes during the winters, I don't want to run my heater all the time, so I'll wear these to get work done. Man, I cannot wait until it's October. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna bring up my screen again though, so then that way we can see if there's anything else. Show off this the jersey. I mean, I can show that to you during the jersey stream because I wanna see if there's anything else here that we've yet to actually discuss. Grav on YouTube says, "Who wins this Erik Karlsson trade the most?" I wish you could just see the results, but I don't know. Let's see here. This is Curtis Pashelka. He's a Bay Area reporter here. Got another first rounder likely next year and freed up a significant amount of cap space. That's true. They do save a lot of cap space for the near future. So again, good job by Greer. Let's see. Anything else here from this trade? This is a good looking graphic. How about that? Just want to see if there's anything else that we need to. The Penguins. There it is. You get a like. There he is. Yeah. I think that we've gone over just about everything on this specific trade. All right. Do we have an update on the depth chart for these teams? Yeah. So yeah, guys, who plays with Erik Karlsson? Should it be Graves wouldn't be a bad partner. I know that P.O. Joseph made a strong impression on the team this last year too. P.O. Joseph, you would say, Mike? Hoffman to San Jose is intriguing for the second time in his career. I don't, the depth charts. You got to take with a big grain of salt here because it's really more in training camp that you see that materialize. We have a lot of guys who are on IR. Luke Cunnin. I keep forgetting Luke Cunnin was even on the Sharks. Still 125 people hanging out with us. Man, you guys are awesome. But yeah. Oh, they got Granlund at center. I would be surprised if he played that position. Barabanov, Couture, Cunnin. Yeah, so this is without Eklund even in the lineup, which again I don't expect for the upcoming season. Marcus Pettersson, you think should play with Karlsson? Yeah, you make a good point there. Letang Karlsson would be badass. Yeah, I mean it didn't work for Karlsson and Burns when they played on the power play together, but again, new environment, new system there. Maybe it pans out. It'll certainly be exciting. 25 minutes till the jersey stream. Exactly. We're getting close. Graves would be a good safety net for EK. Yeah, not to mention, I mean, the physicality from Graves would also be a good compliment too. By the way, if anybody is into energy drinks, this is a great one here. Rockstar Recovery Pineapple Coconut. It's only 20 calories? Yeah, 20 calories. I love it. That's so good. Who likes coconut? I think coconut's amazing, personally. Chad will be the fourth for sure. You mean like a seventh defenseman? The Pens power play is so bad. Well, hopefully it could get a bit of an uptick here. Now, the Sharks didn't have that great of a power play last year, but of course, Meyer had been traded later in the season. But Karlsson and Meyer, they were definitely strong weapons for them. EK is not as bad as Klingberg defensively. That's not saying a whole lot, to be honest. You can't do Rockstar. Yeah, this doesn't taste like normal Rockstar, though, I don't think. The orangeade. Yeah, I do like the orangeade. That's pretty good. Zero sugar, just, innumerable chemicals. Have I had Celsius? I can't think of a time when I did, I don't think. Explain this in NBA and NFL. Oh, Derpy. Oh boy. You just gave me the challenge of a lifetime here. In NBA and NFL terms. Okay. So one thing that you see here in the NHL is that since the salary cap terms are a lot more rigid, you'll often see a team make a trade. And if it's not going to be a good team, they're comfortable with consuming that player's salary after they trade him. So in this case here, the Sharks trade Erik Karlsson. And even though they've done that, they still will consume part of his contract for the duration of that contract, which is 4 more years. So that's the depth chart. I'm just trying to give you a visual here. Just a moment here. There we go. Come on. So here, this is the big piece right here. Erik Karlsson, right? He has 4 more years left on his deal. He's making $11.5 million annually. That's the salary cap hit. And in hockey, that salary cap hit year over year is always the same. So you can't, defer your salary from year to year in terms of how it counts against the salary cap. Hope I'm doing my best here. I'm not a capologist by any means. But anyway, the Sharks are going to retain $1.5 million of Karlsson's salary, which is $11.5 million. So that means that the Pittsburgh Penguins are paying their salary cap takes on $10 million, and then the Sharks consume the rest of that 1.5 over 4 years. So if you have any follow-up questions, I'll see what I can do. Take a look at that comment there from For the Love of Life. If you want a gifted membership, just click that gift icon there at the top. He was traded, Dom. It is official. The teams have actually announced this over X. Ghost drinks are great, no calories. There are like Sour Warhead energy drinks as well that are no calories. Paul George goes to the Lakers. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to elaborate on that. EK is James Harden. That's not a poor comparison by any means. Should play with Graves or Pedersen. Yeah, you shouldn't pair with Letang, though, unless they want to try the power play. A second-round pick back, that's not bad. Yeah, so they get that back from Montreal, and then they get San Jose's third-round pick as part of this as well. The third-round pick from San Jose. Here we are. NFL terms. Yeah, I wish I knew more about that, but that's about the degree to which I can explain it. Oops, why am I clicking on Winnipeg? Let's see here. Should have went for Bob for Karlsson straight up. God. I don't think that Bob would add much value to the Sharks, to be honest. We don't want to pay $10 million for a goaltender because, Karlsson has a higher likelihood of putting butts in the seats versus Bobrovsky, unless this is the playoffs. So, trade is a win-win for all the teams. Yeah, let's look at what the Canadiens get, right? They get Jeff Petrie back. They get Casey DeSmith, and all they traded away basically was what? Rem Pitlick and Mike Hoffman, and they get a second out of it too. That's pretty damn good. So yeah, Montreal makes out pretty good from this. San Jose is going to have a nasty prospect pool after next year's draft. Let's hope so. Of course, you're not going to have like a generational talent at the very top necessarily. The cool thing, though, is that Macklin Celebrini actually played in the Sharks Junior Sharks program for a brief little bit there because his father was had an executive job with the Warriors. So I hope that there's a chance that we can get Macklin in next year's draft. That'd be awesome. There's also a potential first-round pick, Berkeley Catton, who was the captain of Canada's Hlinka Cup team just over the last few days. And Berkeley plays here in Spokane for the Chiefs. So I'll probably get to see him a few times this year. Ego problems between Tanger and EK. I think that some of that had kind of dwindled during his time in San Jose. Karlsson you didn't see that on the ice so much. EK is always going to be somewhat of a diva. He has an ego, but it's like I didn't see that clashing with anybody last year or anything like that. So I wouldn't really see any issues with that sort of thing. The interceptor, yeah. I think that's again, Montreal comes out of this with a second round pick. Like that alone is fantastic. That's a good Verlander to the Astros and Matthew Stafford to the Rams. Yeah, I mean, because again, Karlsson can still contribute at his age. Most teams don't have a generational talent. Demidov and Yzerman. I'm not familiar with Demidov. Taves, if he comes back, will go to Toronto or Edmonton or maybe Pittsburgh. What about Boston? That'd be interesting because the center depth. I just think about that with them, or even Minnesota for that matter too. And Taves is from not too far away in Winnipeg. But would he play for the Wild over the Blackhawks? Or considering his career, probably not. Howdy. I'm just seeing, will this help them compete for a cup? Well, hopefully. The challenge here is that I still think that even with Erik Karlsson, there's still the top talent in that division. You've got the Hurricanes who won the division. The Rangers kind of regressed a little bit last year, but they still have a lot of weapons. They still have one of the best goaltenders in hockey. So I would be surprised if the Rangers didn't finish top 3 in the division this next year. And you've got the Devils who I don't want to say overachieved last year, but they went from nothing to almost everything with an incredible improvement and from a lot of young players too. And they've only got more young talent coming into the system as well. So for the Penguins, can they finish the top, in one of those top 3 spots? I'm still kind of skeptical about that, honestly. Can they make the playoffs? Yeah, they can. But now the Atlantic gets more competitive in the offseason. Detroit got better. Buffalo is kind of like New Jersey. And you've got the Ottawa Senators. I know they traded DeBrincat, but they're a team that's getting Josh Norris back after he missed last season. The season before, he had 35 goals in just 66 games. So Ottawa's going to be a player here too. And, of course, you still have Boston with a Hart Trophy finalist like Pasternak, the winning Vezina Trophy winner in Ullmark. Toronto still kind of hanging on there. Lots of firepower, best power play in the East. And Tampa, you just don't count out. And Florida just made the Stanley Cup. So to answer that question, it's still going to be just as hard for them to get in the playoffs as it has been before. It could be. So that's kind of my assessment initially. Karlsson basically has to kind of replicate what he did last year. The Pens almost made the playoffs with no bottom 6. Yeah, excuse me, while I look that up, because I don't want to make any harsh judgments on the situation. So yeah, they have Eller, Hinostroza, Pitlick, Achari, Carter, O'Connor. Again, this is just a projection. You have to consider anybody else. They got Andreas Janssen. Is that a strong enough bottom 6? I like Achari, don't get me wrong. And here you even have Nieto on a second line, which I would be hard pressed to actually see. So I'm not really buying that all that much. Anyway, hey guys, I got to bounce out though. 135 people still sticking around. You're amazing. All right, I got to get ready for the members stream because we're playing Guess the Jersey. Thank you to everybody who just gifted memberships and super chatted. I appreciate that. We'll have more content for you throughout the off season, so make sure that you stay in the loop. Hit that bell. That way you know when I go live for a stream like this. Leave a big thumbs up too, and we'll have some more fun in the off season here. And hope you can make Guess the Jersey for all the new members who just joined us. Hey, thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day. And hopefully we've got an exciting season ahead of us. A trade like this certainly does help with that. All right, guys. Catch you later.